but
over
my call to shoot them down is
homicide
based on the information
There's at least 2 units
that I've been
down there
given,
capable of transporting
and then I get
somebody.
this information of these pictures
Possible
were
one with the
before they
blue
left and then came back and
one of the
then
cars
robbed
are-
us. That's my biggest frustration, because that changes everything.
I totally understand. Trust me.
Oh boy.
So unless there's like glaring 100% proof with like one of you or both of you that this guy was the guy that did it, then he's getting let go. Both of them.
Yeah, I don't have glaring 100% proof. And he didn't
Okay,
have the
then
gun
he's
on him.
getting let go.
Yeah.
Is there anyone with a vehicle who can help with the transport for this 95?
Okay, just for clarification,
No, the one.
whoever's processing Axel or whatever, you can strip him of illegals, but let him go once you get to the hospital and get medical.
Just a heads up, there was good faith to open fire at the time.
Keep repeating
so
Sorry,
if
we were in the
he
middle of
has
a
any problems with it after,
You strip Axel of his illegal items, and once he has received medical, release him.
Hey, fam, and this wearing blue?
Same thing.
You see that?
Actually, you can just let her go. She didn't disobey.
Hey, fam, she had a mask on, so I did perform a removal of her mask and frisk with the photo of her.
If you're gonna articulate the mask mandate, then that should be fine. But with Axel, like Barrick said, strip him of his illegal stuff after he receives medical, and then let him go.
Hey, fam.
I wouldn't stress it too much. The mishap happened, but they were warned to stop and give themselves up. And the only thing that they did was say, "Don't shoot," as they beached the boat after they were told not to.
Thank you.
So, good faith stands. Well, damn.
I don't know, man. I just...
Beaver Bush 195.
I got Benji calling me. I don't even know what to fucking say to him.
If you don't want to talk to him, have him call me.
All right. Because I'm still kind of confused. Hey, Benji.
What the, bro? What the fuck y'all cops doing, bro?
What do you mean?
What did I even do? I'm a friendly pirate and I get Air One visiting my island. What the fuck's going on?
Listen, I unfortunately was not presently like fully there. I am next to Barrick right now, and he has asked that if you want, I guess, better information to talk to him about it.
Ooh.
I just said Barrick.
Barrick? Oh, what's Barrick's number? Is he on the yellow pages?
No, I will pass your number to him. He'll call you.
Okay, thank you. All right, bye-bye.
Yeah, bye-bye.
Yeah, I mean, you can give him a citation for disobeying a peace officer if you'd like. That's fine. But he's not getting anything beyond that.
Damn.
He was thought to be involved, and then people gave bad information, which resulted in him getting shot down, and then didn't give proper information until it was over. That's why he's being let go.
Dispatch 400, 123, range station 195.
Yep.
195. What the fuck's dark up to?
Yep. I mean, it's still fine. We did it under a good faith belief, but yeah, yeah. Later.
Who was that?
Saul.
Oh.
Are we holding the white photo for anything?
I wasn't gonna give your number to Benji. Figured if you want to call him yourself, I told him that you would talk to him if anything. He's upset because he's like, well, I don't want to say upset. He's like, what are you guys doing? I was just going to my island all freely and willingly, but there's no fucking way he was not aware as to what happened.
No.
So.
Just let him go. Just take it. Run the Desert Eagle first before you let him go. What? I'm at the talks. Then just take him to Mission Row and just run the gun, and if it's clean, let him go.
Not Mission Row, it's closed.
Or not Mission Row, yeah. Don't do that. Just go to like Davis or Trooper PD or something like that. That's easy. Yeah.
The only saving grace here right now would be that if that gun matches, cool.
Little soul gas refuel.
Then at least you'll have your PC, but it's still.
Gun matches to what? They didn't shoot anybody.
They're GSR negative?
Traffic's clear from that.
Yeah, they didn't shoot anybody.
Show, right?
Oh wait, that's right. That was officers that shot. They mentioned collecting casings.
Well,
you're right.
There's people I believe doing hand-to-hands at the Lucky Plucker, and they spotted me, and I may or may not have made the situation worse, but I did get out of there safely, so the south side might be a bit of a touchy situation tonight.
A couple of weeks, me and Espinosa responded to a 37 behind the Lucky Plucker, and we found evidence of handoffs in the back of it as well.
I was on a billboard photos, and then a guy climbed the ladder.
Damn, Knight's still over there hanging out.
He threatened me while on it, so I just tased him. And then he continued to try to get his boys to kill me.
If you need anything in terms of proceeding with this, obviously let me know. But
I got out.
I think you're making the right call right now, and I think your call initially, if I'm being honest,
I'm so thoughtful.
From an outsider, because you made the call,
guys.
Was fair in the moment based on the information you had.
Now, on the other end, now that the active's clear, there are no promises. I am back in the south side looking.
Don't beat yourself up too much. Okay. Obviously, if you want to proceed in any other way, obviously that's.
Because Seaside's also pissed at us. Something.
I don't know who this is. It's probably BSK. They're all wearing black. I can't think of who else that would be on the south side. So,
if you want to call Benji, it's up to you. It's not really. I don't think you really need to explain
I don't know
to
how
him.
that conversation's gonna go. It's gonna be like, "Hey, Benji, why'd you guys hold up cops and steal their stuff?" And he's gonna be like,
"We didn't
I don't
do
know
that.
What you're talking about?
Yeah,
we're just pirates, dog." And it's just gonna be a circle like that.
5 en route to the ranger station repairs.
Well, hopefully we find some of that fucking equipment, because at least now we'll have a juicy fucking raid.
Radio check.
Sure.
I'm being chased down by 2 women on a motorcycle.
Where you at?
Use some 77s currently southbound Alpha Street approaching the service center.
Start making your way toward Beaver Bush. Start making your way toward at least the police department around other people. Don't be caught alone.
They think I called them a bitch because I said the word obituary.
Tell those bitches to stop tripping then.
I think they might be dyslexic.
Yeah, that checks out.
Now northbound towards Beaver Bush.
God.
360 is about 10 seconds behind you.
I needed that right now. Holy fuck. All right.
They've stopped.
If you need anything, let me know. I'm gonna really quickly go
Congrats,
link up.
by the way.
Thank you.
Welcome to the shit show.
Yeah, I'm aware. I got a lot to learn. I'm gonna make a lot of fuck ups and a lot of mistakes, but I'm gonna keep my head on a swivel and learn and take notes. You know what I mean?
You're good. I'm not gonna engage if they're already kind of hot. I'll let them speed.
I'll say it now. There's no if there's ever any banter, it is strictly work related, and I would never hold anything against you, Barrick. I just know that there's gonna be
Listen, man.
plenty of conversations from here.
Yeah.
It's gonna happen, brother. It's okay.
Listen, we shoot the shit all the time. I don't take anything seriously from it.
Nah, yeah. PD is stressful. This job gets stressful. The role is stressful, but overall, you know, it's things are gonna happen, and we're just gonna continue and follow through, you know.
Yeah.
So, I'm gonna get back to
Do
my
you
car.
know where I can get, where I also won't get shot for watching the Lucky Plucker?
I'm gonna go ahead and. Oh my god, what the fuck did my chat just do?
Look at
Hello?
GPS.
I'm sorry.
I'm actually thinking
Hi.
next to the car wash is a good space. Just using the strip mall.
Is it to build a wall around Polito? Because if
Come over
that's
here,
your
they're more
dream, that is
favoring
also
towards
my dream.
Crusade.
Okay, what's your dream?
I'm gonna go and get out of here. If you need me, let me know.
That rooftop that you're on with the clothing store might be okay. The Mega Mall,
Alright.
I believe, would be a bit too far.
Chocolate covered cucumber? The
yeah,
fuck
this,
are you
this
guys
and the
talking
billboard
about,
I was
chat?
on are probably the two.
What's going on right now?
Or near
What
the
about
helipad
chocolate-covered
on
cucumbers?
Sun Medical.
You know what we are missing out on the opportunity
I'm not
for?
sure
Chocolate covered
the,
cum.
Kind of covered kid from the laundromat, if you would still be able to see in the alleyways or not.
How are we gonna say ill that? Are you saying regular cum is not ill? Please, okay? Chocolate covered cum, non-chocolate covered cum, all gross. Cum is cum, okay? If we're saying ew to chocolate covered cum, I got news.
Yeah, he's radioing that I'm here. I'm just
That's
gonna
like
get the
saying
fuck
that there's
out.
good cum versus bad cum. It's cum, okay?
As much as I would like to, I'll be going 42 soon, so I don't want to put you all in a shitty situation.
Hello?
If you want to watch on purpose.
Here's some shit.
They do not like me. I tased that guy and called him a little pussy, so I can understand why, but... You know, I thought he was big on a ladder threatening me. What am I supposed to do? I fucking tased him.
The fuck are y'all talking about? Listen, chat just, I don't know.
Yeah, they had people converging on my location.
Person that also talked about cum creating contact lenses?
I'll let that chill for a bit.
I'm just saying, that's a valid question. Hi, Daisy.
Congratulations
Thank
on
you.
Sergeant.
So,
Yeah.
as your first active sergeant, how was it dealing with that?
Well, I'm gonna be honest. I heard everything going on, and I was like, you know, here, I'm gonna move out of the parking spot. Organize this slow.
Okay. Yeah, we'll be fine. We'll be fine.
I didn't even make the call on that. I was like, what the fuck is going on?
Yeah.
It took us ages to get actually the description of people that were there, and Soul was describing the fucking hats, and I'm like, there are 15 people wearing the same hat.
Yeah, I noticed that with the other boat that we were stopped, because someone mentioned a tan. Someone mentioned a tan pirate hat.
Pirate hat.
And I'm like, I looked to my right at this other boat we had stopped from going to the docks, and I'm like, I'm counting 6 of them with these fucking hats.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I said, I need a description of what they're wearing, because I need that more than the hats.
Yeah.
And I still didn't get the description, and then I'm like, okay, this is one boat that we are on. Hey, is he wearing red?
Well, so here's what we dealt with, is that in the moment, in good faith belief, we had suspected fleeing felons based on the information we had. When we then got the clarification after, when things got muddy and confusing, it came and was I guess occurred that the information we were given was before they left. So it became a question of, is this information actually even valid at this point? And if we're 90% sure and not evident beyond a reasonable doubt that this is the person that robbed you, you know, yes, they fucked up, because we warned them that if you do not stop and surrender, you will be shot. And all they did was 911 and say, don't shoot, which ain't gonna be enough to fly. So
you know that whole like shoreline by LSIA?
Yes.
It's like I told Nikki to tell them, beach your boat on the right, which is that shoreline. They had the entire LSIA shoreline to beach the boat with the warning that if they did not, then they would be open fire on.
Yeah.
And then when they finally got close enough to the civilian docks, they're like, 911, don't shoot me.
Yeah, that's not gonna fly. Unfortunately, it's just they had all the warnings. Should they have been shot after the fact? No. In the moment, we had every fucking reason. They were warned multiple times. We had reason to suspect they were our guys. And unfortunately, I think the problem is that this does fall a little negligently on us, obviously. But in the moment, the good faith belief off the evidence we had was that we had our guys. So I told Barrick not to stress out too much about it, and that the call sucked after the fact, but the call in the moment made complete sense. So,
well, the call in the moment was like pretty bad, honestly.
Was it though?
Because I think you came in after a bit, so we were like, okay, the boat is fleeing to like the southwest. We found it out in the ocean. We followed it. And then the island had 15 different people on it, 4 different boats, 3 forests for people to hide in, a massive pirate ship for people to hide in. At one point, 2 people loaded up in 2 boats and went to another part of this 3-island lake.
So I was involved in all that. Benji called me because he's like, why is everyone following me? I'm like, because you know why we're following you. And I made clear to him, you know, you have every reason to understand why we're following you. And he's like, but there's 20 people on the island. I said, Benji, you brought 20 people to the island. You knew what happened and still brought it in front of a bunch of innocent people. So, you know, what do you want me to do about that? Unfortunately, you kind of just fucked yourself is what you did. I even told Lucy, I said, that if he's claiming 20 people are on that island, that's at least 20 times reckless endangerment. You're now a fleeing felon going to an island in a secluded area where people cannot physically leave unless by boat, in the middle of nowhere, to an island with a bunch of felons that just held up cops.
Westbound Spanish Avenue, cross Madden
So
Lane,
I told him, I'm like, I don't know what you want me to do about this. And then I told him I'd call him back. And before then, he, I guess, scrambled his posse of shit show. And that happened. I mean, I don't know. I think the call to shoot made sense, but I do think that the way that there were so many people and it was impossible to really organize.
It was possible. It was the information which was relayed was information that we didn't need it, and it was the most common shit that we were getting. Like everyone was wearing a pirate. Give me what they're wearing. Hey, male suspect. You know for the fact
I told Saul
how they were.
Yeah, I told Saul because he was on the boat next to me. I said, dude. I said, you repeated it 6 times. I said, 311 it. I said,
that's why I told him. It was like 311 it because I'm flying a helicopter. Barrick's flying a jet. We can't pull up our MDW and like fucking look at a picture and then see what's going on.
Yeah. Now, I'm not going to lie to you. I'm going to be blunt, super just honest. After the fact, it's easy to talk about. In the moment, I'm going to be real. I sat back twiddling my thumbs wondering, how the fuck would I manage this? Because that was a shit show. Personally, if it were me, I probably would have called out the idea of opening fire when they said that there were 20 people on the island, and you know, we didn't really have an idea as to what boat we were looking at. Because at that point, it would be impossible to find out who your suspect is if you have dozens of people in one spot and then they all fled in different directions, right? Now it makes it harder for us to actually prove who our fleeing felon is, because you have so many people to ID in a short time. I feel like it would be more of a rush job at that point, which granted.
Alright, I have a photo of a handoff.
While we were up in the air, I was just like, where the fuck is everyone else at? Because I know Ramona was at the Buccaneer Way docks, and then like everyone was trying to get boats together, and then when I looked to see where everyone was in the boats, like everybody was way up by the noose building basically, and I was like, you guys have to move.
Yeah, that was Lucy's call though, and I think what the confusion was there was that Lucy made the call to say don't go in and, you know, one by one yourself on an island with dozens of people. We should go in together if we're gonna do this. And then when I mentioned that there were a bunch of civilians on the island, I think that the call was kind of made to not storm the island. And unfortunately, before we could actually like come up with our game plan, I do think that we should have been closer. But I think to establish the game plan, I think, you know, during that is when they all fled the island, and I think we just had this weird, I don't want to call it miscommunication, but there's just weird moment where everyone was kind of pissing in the wind.
Oh yeah.
So
for the fact I can, by the sound of Remington and Jana, I don't think they knew who robbed them.
Well, when she said 90% sure, I said, you know, in court, if the lawyer asked, how certain are you that this is your suspect? And she said 90%, the case would get closed immediately, because evidence beyond a reasonable doubt would immediately get brought up. And if you cannot prove who it was, then we can't hold them.
Mm-hmm. It's either him or it's either not him. So the fact they don't know for sure who robbed them, I was like, this is turning into a shit show. To the point where I was like, hey, is this person who robbed you was wearing red? And then she was like 90% sure, you know?
I think next time I'll jump on the radio and just say, evidence beyond a reasonable doubt. Can you beyond a doubt tell me that this is your person? Yes or no?
I think another really big thing is that she was so occupied with wanting to impound all of those cars.
Yeah, I was going to tell her to stop focusing on that and focus on this.
Yeah, it's like she kept on just wanting to impound all the cars, and she's like, I'm documenting 5 different cars. I'm like, why are you documenting 5 different cars? I need you to tell me who the fuck robbed you.
The cars aren't going anywhere. Our suspects, who we believe could have held out cops with firearms and have police equipment on them, that they can go somewhere. So
yeah,
something to bring up. I mean, I told Barrick if he wants to proceed with anything to let me know, but because I butted in the middle of what was the most confusing shit show I've seen in Shift 3 in a minute, I kind of just took a back seat and listened and butt in when I felt like my input was valuable.
Because another thing with all those cars is that, like, if you want to impound a bunch of people's cars for illegal parking, like, sure, fine, do it, whatever. But I asked Nova when the whole, like, Seaside versus PD war shit was going on, and Nova said it started because she impounded KJ's car for illegal parking.
Yeah, that adds up.
That happened for one thing. I talked to Reggie about it like a week later, and he was like, yeah, I would shoot everyone over a $200 parking ticket. And she's wanting to impound 5 Seaside cars for illegal parking, knowing that started Seaside going off and shooting us all day long, every single day for 2.5 weeks.
Yeah.
But she still just wanted to impound all their cars and not really focus on the PD equipment that is still missing.
Yeah. I don't know. Listen. Do I understand the petty going on? Yes, I understand it. I also do think I have a very different opinion than I think most of. I have a very different opinion versus most of, I think, Command. I do think that petty is good, but I don't.
Petty is good, but you have to be smart about it.
Yeah, you have to be smart, and I don't think that poking the bear by impounding a car should be our priority. Right now, my priority is that I have a couple of them who are definitely going to be getting DT for something that happened a while back, but you know, we're still kind of building that one on. And I kind of hinted at it a little bit at our Shift 3 meeting that, you know, soon TM, be on the lookout for that. That's an opportunity to go after people. I don't think literally taking a stick and poking what we know is going to be a grizzly by impounding a couple cars is the play we should be making. I think we should be giving people at least a little bit of leeway. So I definitely don't think most of Command sees it that way, and that's fine. I'm going to go with the majority. But I think if we're going to go after these guys, we need to go after the important shit, the warrants, the preparation for shit going down, you know, docket postings, stuff like that. I don't think a parking violation should be our concern right now with Seaside.
Yeah. Because it's like everybody like was fine
Chris?
with them wanting to like impound all those cars for parking. But with my thing is like be smart about when you're petty. Is like if you're being petty about people having illegal parking, then get a lot of people, especially if it's a bunch of gangsters' cars, Get a lot of people there, make sure nobody is like tied up with something, or like just wait a little bit and then come back and get all of them, because they probably would have been on the island for a long fucking time if they had just waited.
Yeah, I think this all would have been avoided if we gave it 5 minutes.
Yeah.
I wasn't, we were all having our MCU meeting, because we rarely ever have them, but it's actually kind of a breath of fresh air that Brian was around Shift 3 to open up a conversation with everybody in Shift 3 for MCU. And
what's 3 L's? Hi, guys.
hi,
You're L.
we're debriefing
Hi.
on whatever the flying fuck with a capital F just happened.
Oh yeah, it was
I came
shit
41,
show.
and then I was like, nope,
I
sorry,
saw,
you
I
went
saw
42
you, and I
immediate.
saw your 42, and I'm like, oh yeah, you're definitely not getting involved.
Like,
It was like big skip.
I'm smoothing myself to come back to work, and then that was just like, nope, never mind, I'm staying away, bye.
Yep, big skip. Bye.
Do you know the fact that she said on the radio, that's a photo that they left in, but then they came back, and then 3 people left again after robbing me. And I was on the radio on with Daisy saying, who fucking robbed them then? Which 3 people robbed you? Just 3
Your
of those.
mom.
Not the 9.
I'm gonna be honest, I was very confused with what was said on the radio at that, because she mentioned it, and I had this weird moment where I had to like take a step back and try and make sense of what I just listened to. I was like, okay, three people went to the island. Okay, was it the same people, or was it 3 people, all individual people? And were they on the same boat? Were they all in different boats? Like what
The way
happened?
that she kept on saying it was, my thought process with the way she said it is, I took this photo of these people when they left.
Yeah.
These same people came back. They robbed me, and then they left.
Yeah. It sounds like they did a double back, is what I thought it was. But I guess after the fact, it wasn't. I'm still confused. So it wasn't the same people?
I'm still confused. That's what I'm saying. I don't know who robbed them till now. And they don't know who robbed them either. Yeah, I don't know who robbed them. And they don't know who robbed them either. I'll be honest. They don't know. If someone knew about who robbed them...
Saturn, you're awesome. I hope you enjoy yourself.
Hey.
Nikki, you good?
Nikki.
Yeah, Remming wants to raid the island now, looking for the gun.
I'm dying.
Remming can go
Big dream,
alone
kids.
if he wants
Big
to.
dream.
There's no fucking chance. Benji also called me after and was like, so what the fuck happened? What are you cops doing? And I was like, I wasn't there for the whole thing. I'm like, but I could have Barrick call you if you really want. And I looked at Barrick and he goes, no, that's a pointless conversation, because I'm going to ask him. He's going to ask me, what was that? I'm going to tell him that you just robbed 2 cops. And he's going to say, what? No. What are you talking about?
Me never. I'd never do
Yeah,
that.
I would never do that. So just a ginormous shit show that to be honest, we were all having our MCU meeting and I had the radio off and the 78s happened and 2 people had their radio on, and Lucy looked at Luca and said, do you hear what's happening on radio right now? And I'm like, I don't even want to turn my radio on just based off the way you said that.
Yep.
So it happened. It's
yeah,
over
no,
with.
what a shame. I had to go 42 and think about food, very important.
Yeah, you had to water your hair.
It's okay, Madison. My
water my cactus.
Oh boy. My first call to business was a group of people, the BBMC robbing the vault 20 minutes before the storm.
Oh yeah, you just been thrown head first into command shit
really?
today.
Well,
oh no, what a shit.
I'm not gonna I'm not gonna gossip and say names, but all I'm gonna say is that on one end I heard we should breach. On the other end I heard I don't care if someone gets shot. I'm not stepping foot in that bank. And then I was sitting there and I was asked, make a choice, and I'm like, make a fucking what? So
Who was it that said I'm not stepping foot in that
Who do you
bank?
think? Think about all the sergeants. Who do you think is the one that would have said that?
I'm guessing
Bloom.
Yes, it was Bloom. But I panicked and I'm like, yo, Brian, the fuck? I called Brian. I was like, I don't know what to do. Why is this on me? So I just kind of I heard what Brian said. I agreed with him, and I kind of had the feeling he had prior. And I literally just got on radio and I said, "This is what we're doing. This is what's happening." And I just thought about it. I'm like, fuck it. If people have questions after, I think this makes the most sense. And you know what's crazy? We still didn't apprehend everybody, even after starting that off.
Because we only had 15 minutes.
Yeah. We had 15 minutes to apprehend, what, 5-6 people from, or 4 people from...
Guys, this is why I only stick to shift 3, because I went to shift 1 yesterday for like 5 minutes and 2 cop cars were stolen. So I went, no, 42 bye, and there was a bomb, and I'm like,
well, see, I'm indifferent. I actually like when I hear that cop cars get stolen, because it's very simple now how we handle that. Hello, get out of the vehicle or you're met with fucking force, and the vehicle's going to be disabled. And they either
don't get out,
you shoot them. So it's great. That's an easy call. That's a, hey, they're not stopping the car. Get in front of it and shoot it. PBS.
How many months of the clowns stealing cars in shift 2 did they have to live with before we decided to start doing that?
I told, you know what's funny? I was in the car with Tessa, and I said, Tessa, you want my honest opinion? She said, what's that? I said, it's to a point now where I don't even go to the calls anymore when cop cars get stolen. I just don't care enough. And as I said that, Tessa said, well, we're currently waiting for a call from Bass in regards to, and as she said that, I looked to my left, saw our email chain, and Bass had made the announcement about how to proceed with stolen police cars. And I went, you know what, Tessa? I retract my statement. All of my complaints just disappeared.
Right.
So that happened. Luckily that's all taken care of. Yeah.
Yeah.
That was a shit show.
We're never gonna get those Glocks back.
It's okay. I have good news. If I didn't know what it meant to be a sergeant before, I do now.
Hey,
Jesus.
welcome to command.
It was literally a week ago. You saw me and Espinos, and we were just like, you know what? I don't blame you guys for not wanting to be command.
I wasn't even command at that point. I was.
So now you're living with it.
I spent the 4 days when I had said I'm sorry to both of you. I spent 4 days inside of MRPD. Each day consisted of a roughly 10-hour shift. Out of the 10-hour shift, I averaged, not in total, I averaged between 7 and 8 hours a day in MRPD, dealing with either complaints or other various amounts of bullshit. And I took a step back and I looked and I'm like, damn dog, I ain't even a sergeant. This is crazy. So I saw Matt and I apologized to him. So I saw you guys, I apologized to both of you. It made sense. And now I'm in it. Head first, baby.
Yeah, welcome to
I hope you become LT.
misery.
Yeah,
I hope all the worst. Yep.
Yeah,
I hope you become high command.
You hope I become what?
High command.
I refuse.
High command flop.
I will refuse that role.
I hope they force it on you.
I almost refused it.
I would refuse it.
I asked Angel what I had to do to make sure I was never high command, and she said I had to stop being useful.
All right, this is my 2 weeks notice.
Yeah.
Yeah, I plus, not for nothing, I wanted to be more of a helping hand in the Rangers. Not even necessarily the shift 3, because shift 3 had sergeants, and I was happy with where shift 3 was. I just felt bad for Tessa, because in the Rangers, our chain of command is senior, game warden. We didn't have a sergeant. So I wanted to help Tessa in that regard. But unfortunately, that also comes with all the other things with being a sergeant. With this, you know, it's fine. I knew that going into it.
Is it fine?
I mean, listen, shit, someone's got to do it. I don't mind looking like the bad guy.
Yeah, I'm smiling because I'm so happy.
Well, now we get to smile together.
Smile.
Wow. Wow.
I low-key high-key want to send a message to Barrett. Did you find out who robbed them?
I'm sending Barrack a raccoon gif because I saw where he is and who he's talking to.
I saw that too on the GPS. Like,
where?
Where
he's
are you?
talking to Dark by Vinewood.
Top of the Vinewood sign, talking to Dark.
Yeah.
I should probably go there.
No.
Shit. That's
Probably
probably
all go.
no.
I definitely should probably be there for that in case.
Nikki, get off Waffle's car.
I'll be back.
Okay.
Fuck.
I'm not
Well, away we go. Yeah, I actually think Barrack was fine in this. It sucked, but sometimes we really just do have these you know, these lapses essentially. So yeah, we really got dealt the hand for command, didn't we? We got 2 difficult calls today.
So Remington takes photos of people leaving on a boat. Those people come back and rob Remington and Jana.
However, there is not just one boat. There are several boats with an assortment of, you know, I would estimate around like 6 to 9 people in total between the two.
Right, but were they all dressed the same?
A majority of them were dressed the same, like pirates and stuff like that, except for a few.
Let me look at this photo.
Some of the calls were that they were wearing like a tan like pirate hat, and I'm not gonna lie, I realized this after the 2 people got shot, that when I looked to my left when we were waiting or holding off the other boats from coming to the dock, I counted 4 people with tan pirate hats, and I was like, what the fuck?
So show me in the report, is it suspects boat 1?
Yeah, boat 1.
And then which suspect did she point at?
All the information that we had at this time were those 3 were the ones that robbed them on that black boat.
And and who's the guy that we shot down? The guy with the pink hair?
Yeah,
Axel Drake?
Axel Drake, yeah.
So if she's saying that that's the person that robbed her and we shot that person down, I don't see an issue. What's the issue?
Because it wasn't the person that robbed her.
How do we know that?
Because she is saying that.
So where did the confusion come from? If she pointed out a photograph to everybody and said that person robbed me, and then you guys saw that person afterwards and then shot that person, where's the mistake?
Well, because she was saying essentially that the black boat robbed her. Okay.
Right.
But the people that arrived on the black boat the second time when she got robbed were not the people in the photo.
I see. That makes sense now.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then they all went to the island, and then there was like 12 to 20 people on this island. And then the black boat came back with those original people in the original photo on it, which then we gave them the, you know, lawful order to surrender or they would be met with lethal force. And then one of them surrendered and the other did not.
I also found out through Daisy too that she started giving those warnings. Do you know that giant strip that like meets between Greenwich? At the start of that, we're told to pull off to the right and dock your boat and surrender or you will be met with lethal force. And the only thing Axel did was 911 and say, don't shoot, as he beaches it at the civilian docks and starts running from police.
Boy, I have no sympathy, I'll be honest. I have absolutely no sympathy. If they're in a group with robbing police officers, going to an island of 20 people, and then coming back and acting like everything's fine and dandy, I don't care. Like, if we get sued, we get sued. Qualified immunity. That's what it's there for. We had good faith belief that those people robbed police officers at gunpoint at that time. Yes, after the fact, we've realized that was a mistake. Fine. We can get sued, whatever. But at the time, we had a good faith belief that that person was a violent felon that just held up police officers. We did the right thing. I think that the problem here is officers getting held up as for pirate loot. For doing what? Nothing. That's ridiculous.
This is what I just told Daisy, because we kind of debriefed a little bit, because I missed the beginning of this. I was wrapping up an MCU meeting with Knight, and I attached in the middle. And when I heard what happened, I said, the thing that I'm trying to figure out, and this is my honest opinion, the thing that I'm trying to figure out is, yes, we know that Seaside is a prominent trouble around these hours, right? We obviously have things on them. We have things that we are currently working on in the back end to go after Seaside. In my mind, poking the bear with a stick, not just a bear, a grizzly bear with a stick to go after a couple impounded cars, we could probably do that. All we had to do was wait 5 minutes, though, from what it sounded like. It sounded like we could have still done that if we had just waited 5 minutes, if we even wanted to go through with that. So I feel like this honestly could have been avoided if time was just passed and cops weren't found on scene as they came back to rob the 2 cops. Does that make sense? Like, I don't think any of this would have happened.
I don't think that's the point. I think if they're looking at some illegally parked cars, for all we know, you might know the answer to this, but if I'm looking at some illegally parked cars and I start taking photographs and stuff, I might not have run the plate yet. It doesn't matter whether it's Seaside or not. There's no excuse to roll up on a few cops and rob them of all their shit.
I agree.
I don't know who has convinced us to look at our own here. Why are we looking inwards in this situation?
I'm not necessarily looking inwards. I'm just saying, like, you know, I was essentially saying that Axel's going to try and sue Remington over this.
He can sue the police department.
Yeah, and the...
Also, who said it was Remington? Who told him it was Remington?
She did.
Okay, fair enough. She's honest. Well, yeah, he can sue the police department. That's about it. He's not suing her directly because that's qualified immunity.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, what did Benji say on the phone?
At which point?
Just now.
Okay.
When he was talking to me, he was asking about the PD equipment because he apparently knows nothing about it. But I was essentially just advising him, you know, if he does know anything about it, get that shit turned in. And
he's a lying fuck.
He was also implying about like trying to get like the island recognized as like a sovereign state or something like that. I don't know.
Well,
Jesus Christ! Can these fucks get an original idea for once?
Jesus.
They've done that.
Jesus. Listen, all I'm gonna say is this: I know Benji's lying just in that sentence, because when he called me when we were going out to the island, he's like, "Yo, why is Air 1 on me?" And I was like, "What are you talking about?" I'm like, "Benji, I don't need to explain anything to you. I think you know what the fuck is going on." And he's like, "Well, there's a lot of civilians on the island." I said, "That's not my problem." I said, "The fact that you just you drove a boat into 20 civilians on a secluded island that are uninvolved with a felony that just occurred that you are well aware of is not any of our problems. That is now you to figure out and for us to try and deal with." And I made very clear with him that he absolutely did not have to go to that island, but he willingly went there knowing who was on that island. So he even came back and agreed. And
did anybody ask? Sorry to interrupt. I think the most important thing here to ask, and if it hasn't been asked already, needs to be asked, is why 2 cops were held up.
Because they're pirates.
Yeah, I think. I don't think there's any
also,
more
this is the second time that this has happened.
This is the second time.
Well, the first time was not quite as
I blame chat.
Heavy of a situation, I guess.
This is chat's fault.
They had somebody, I would say this was probably about a week ago. They requested medical out on the island, and we deemed it like not very safe for just EMS to go on their own, because you know it's not exactly a safe place. So we sent like one officer with them, and then they ended up holding up both the officer and EMS, and then stripping Anderson of his like IFAKs and armor and stuff like that.
Anderson?
Yeah, Anderson. Robert Anderson.
Oh my God, you're talking about the other incident. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I was gonna say I didn't know he was on duty. My fault.
Yeah, I don't really know what to do about this because I was getting held up for absolutely no reason is.
Because I'll be honest,
them all in the face.
we were about to siege the island until we found out there was like 20 people over there.
Yeah, we have less than that on duty, so.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think you made the right call.
And he was also talking about like kidnapping like 30 people and like hypnotizing them and having them be like on watch duty or something like that. I don't know. Which I was telling him, that's like, it's like borderline human trafficking to a certain extent, but like it's just.
Well, I'm not gonna lie. I looked at Lucy when he said there were 20 people on the island, and he admitted that he admitted to me on the phone that he went there knowing that. I'm like, damn, that sounds like reckless endangerment times 20. What's up?
He 911 from the island.
Oh, even better.
So.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm Barrick. I'm gonna reiterate this again. Your calls were fine. I think the communication from PD's side was very, very confusing.
Yeah.
But I
think my frustration was just like, I made a call to shoot down these people, and then only to find out that due to a huge miscommunication that this guy was innocent. Didn't actually.
They still fucked up though. They had every opportunity to stop and give it up, and 911 saying don't shoot me is not going to be enough for us to not shoot you after you've been strictly enforced to pull off and put your hands up, and you still ignored that.
Yeah, the female, whatever her name is, did the right thing. You know what I mean? Like, she avoided getting shot. Listen, I'm in the mindset
Anonymous,
that
thank you so
if we
fucking
don't
much.
have to shoot, I don't want to. But in that kind of situation,
thank you.
We're kind of at a loss.
Thank you.
Like,
Can we get a
if
bunch
we
of hearts,
have a
please?
belief that this person has just robbed police
We're a couple
officers,
subs off from 700 again. Thank you, dudes.
There's not a lot. For all we know, we're gonna walk into another ambush. You know what I mean? Like, it's seaside, so there's not a lot of options we have at that point. So listen, Barrett, you did nothing wrong. I think it was a miscommunication. As long as have you had the conversation with Remington about what went wrong and stuff like that?
Well, she knows she fucked up, and yeah, I did.
All right, good.
And she's kind of like bracing a huge punishment, or expecting, I guess.
How do we go going forward with this? Because I came here because I figured you guys are talking about what happened after Barrett told me at the station that down the hill it was pretty big scene. So I was like, oh, let me get all the information I can. What's the next step going forward with this? I mean, they're not going to stop, clearly, right? Fucking pirates, this is what they do.
Yeah, I mean,
they're gonna start patrolling the beaches and shit and stuff like that, or
we've never really had a proper opportunity to scale the island and just take a look.
Can I ask a really probably a dumb question?
Mm-hmm.
Do we know if they're doing anything that's necessarily illegal on that island?
Best that we know.
From police?
Well, I mean, outside of the obvious, because my point being is, I don't think we would usually. I feel like we wouldn't normally have a proper circumstance and response. I think the only reason this happened was because they held up 2 cops, right?
Well, Eric said that they're planning on bringing people to mind control them and make them do hold watch.
Yeah.
I don't think that was very serious. That was.
That wouldn't be the first time though. Something like that has happened, right?
This is true. I think. I don't know.
I mean, I had a big scene before on that same island with military equipment and cargo bobs and this, that, and the other.
Yeah, I mean, there was just a thing
people.
the other week with like a Russian submarine there, but yeah, it's just, I don't know. I don't know what to do about it.
Damn, dude.
Quite frankly, the equipment could be in one of 1,000 places.
I mean, do we have enough information on the island?
Like,
logistically speaking?
What's up, sorry?
Do we have like a good layout? Like,
yo, Anonymous, thanks for the 550. What the fuck?
Now, before we were gonna actually like push the island with the entire police force, I just flew over in a jet just to get a layout of the island very quickly. But the best I can tell, there's only like maybe like 3 optimal
Thank
places
you, Anonymous.
that you can actually
I really do appreciate you.
Beach and
thank you.
Get on the island.
You want to do a little reconnaissance mission? Shit.
Oh, Vampit Wolf, thanks for the 21 months.
He told me that he was in Polito, but I don't believe that for a single second. Because they have no reason to think that the island is not safe right now. So.
Also, there's no such thing as private airspace. So when it comes to this stuff, so if you just want to fly a helicopter over them and piss them off, go for it.
Well, there you go.
That's true. There we go.
I'll be honest, I wouldn't be surprised if we don't see these guns again, because they obviously know the heat that comes with that shit, and it wouldn't surprise me if they just fucking did a quick 1-2 in the ocean and we're never gonna see them again.
I mean, I'd be surprised stuff like if
I'm
show off your booty, no?
Sure. I'm not saying that it's not out there. I'm saying I wouldn't be surprised if this is the last we hear of that equipment.
So should we have more regular patrols on beach sides and docking areas and various things? That's smart going for
They don't really go on the beach side. They just kind of. This whole thing kind of started because they literally parked like 5 of their cars just illegally at the civilian docks.
Oh, nice.
And then they just take out boats and just take the boats all the way around to the island.
I think if we want to do something like that, I honestly would say reach out to Lucy and get SRU involved with it. I think she would love to do something with that if she wants to. But
sounds pretty, I mean, I don't know. I'm sure we're not the only ones getting robbed, right?
Your ship.
I think it can't hurt just taking some time out every once in a while to just fly over and see what they got going on.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I agree.
Maybe Air One and a co-pilot get some photos and just kind of keep a record as to who we can ID on the island would also be good too.
Yeah.
Get like a cute little master doc going and just see who we can ID. Anyway,
yeah, I'd imagine they're over there quite often because it's not as popping up around Hayes during this time anymore. So.
Oh no! Well, what a shame. Honestly, can we just keep them on that island? Can you just turn it into Australia and just keep them prisoner on there or something?
Oh my god! You know,
a bit of wall on the beach next,
Dark. This started with. This is up to you guys. It's your shift, and then you come and swing it with those, and I love that.
My bad.
No, I mean, you're kind of speaking your shit. I can't really knock you for that.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess this has been an ongoing thing with Seaside. I thought it de-escalated, but they keep escalating and then blame us.
Listen, it did for a long time, and then they shot over a Polito bank like a few days ago, and then Fredo shot over literally stealing a car. I didn't even know about
this. What the fuck?
And then they blame us, and then they say it's our fault for escalating. And
yeah.
Only if the carrier was armed, you know.
Yeah, Jack.
If only. God.
Now, Hoffel was talking about air-to-ground missiles for the jets. I'm thinking that's a really good idea.
Getting what?
Air-to-ground missiles.
Oh, okay.
So about that, they can already do that.
Really?
I thought that wasn't been a thing for a minute, no?
Yeah, it's
interesting.
It's kind of.
Aren't those the missiles that we haul back and forth in a bunker?
Who owns that island, by the way? Officially.
I thought it was Nick Simone last time.
We need to find that out, because if there's crime happening on that island, then and we can prove it, let's seize that shit. Let's turn that into a new police department.
An island.
Because if it's property just like any other property, if it's actively used for crime and the owner isn't either reporting it to the police or actively trying to stop that from happening, then let's seize it.
We should seize the island and put up a lemonade stand that just says Island PD.
Yeah,
and then just claim felony trespass whenever someone steps on the island.
Yeah, 100%. I think it's a great idea.
I think this is really great. We'll put some tape that says do not cross, and then when they cross, we arrest them.
We can build a stubble grade training facility on the island.
Oh hell yeah. We can have a nuclear bunker there.
Yeah, we also put a headquarters down there for the detectives so they can talk without getting fucking,
yeah, secret island base. Yeah,
like
and they can have like
Thunderbirds.
the Thunderbirds, and they can get like a
Yeah.
plane that comes out. Yeah.
Graffito, yeah.
Okay.
I'm
All
thinking
right.
full
Well,
Thunderbirds, guys.
listen, I trust you guys to make the right choices. Okay, and just if you need any help or anything, just let me know. But I don't want to sit on this anymore. I know Reed's been working on some stuff against Seaside, so catch up with her when you get a chance.
I will say this much: we will have information for Reed very soon, and stuff that she will love. So,
okay.
From an MCU stance, there is stuff brewing, and we will have something. So,
okay, all right. Well, thank you guys.
Not a problem. Thank you. Yeah.
So, you see reconnaissance mission?
God, I would fucking love that shit. Jesus Christ.
Wouldn't that be dope?
We'll all get dressed up as pirates and just go hang out.
We can go as the U.S. Navy admirals and start pressing them. I'm joking.
Yeah, but 3 U.S. Navies against what was 20 people on the island? Damn, we're getting fucked.
Yeah, yeah.
Yo, Anonymous, with another
Wish we had, like, a
5. I
tunnel
don't even
shit,
know if
like
it's the
a
same
cruiser or
Anonymous, but
something,
thank
you
you
know?
so much. I appreciate
Just to, like,
you.
roam in between.
Can I get some hearts in chat, please?
Scare them off.
Yeah, that'd be great. I'm gonna be honest, Merrick. I think that went how I expected it to. Also, by the way, Octo, it was really good to fucking see you, man. Hope you've been well.
Good to see you too, buddy. Been a while, man. Yeah.
Yeah.
I've been around every now and then. I mean, you know, after the recent events with old commish, it's a little more motivated to get around again and you know, help out.
Yeah, of course. I mean,
Oh yeah, man.
It's definitely good to have good eyes on stuff too, and a second opinion. Plus, Octo, I trust you with just about anything. So there's always that. Yeah, of course. So
yeah, I try to help out when I can. You know.
Yeah, absolutely. See,
and you remember as well, if something ever goes down, or
that's what I said, and then they offered me sergeant, and I'm like, ah, fuck. Here we go again.
Well, it's you know, if
now
you ever
we
need
have
anything
4,
or
so.
if something happens or whatever, you can always email to, and I'll literally be there in moments.
Yeah, 100%, dude.
You know, I know it's rare to do that, but anyway, crazy stuff. Russians, pirates, sanguine.
Yeah, there's a lot going on.
Don't even get me fucking started on that, please.
We need the goddamn fucking Avengers, bro. Like,
apparently, by the way,
save New York.
Oh god, the bomb bullshit I feel like is happening all the time. Every time I look at the MDW, there's a new fucking incident or investigative report with a bomb involved, and I'm like, the fuck is going on right now?
Here's what we do. We send a J-Dam down the fucking embassy, and then we fucking turn both Sanguine and the other island into glass. There goes all of our problems.
Can I just suggest that we start arming our jets with napalm? Just, we're just
Want to go full Vietnam? We can get some Huey, some M60s, you know?
I mean, fuck it.
We get old buddy on the speaker,
only
you
thing
know?
we're missing at this point is Fortunate Son. We need something, okay? I don't know how or why, but it's gonna happen.
Now, who in the PD can rip the best, you know, Good Morning Vietnam? You know, we gotta find a guy. It's without him.
Let me think about this. Who would be a good?
It might be Jimbo. Honestly, if he commits.
Jimbo
or Johnson. One of the two.
Jimbo or Johnson would be. Holy shit! They'd be great for that. Holy fuck!
It's like the only thing he's probably good at.
Fuck it, eh?
I'm kidding.
I
like the detective vest stuff, Flop. Good shit, bro.
Thank you. I'm not gonna lie. I did get poached for sergeant, so I'm like weighing out my options if I wanna stay in MCU or if I want to be more of an overlook for MCU, because MCU's got a lot of like deep dive stuff that I love, but between doing motor supervisor stuff and doing sergeant stuff and trying to prioritize my efforts in full for investigations, I'm trying to like decide, do I have too much on my plate? Because obviously I'm going to prioritize the rank first, and then I'll prioritize certs after. So
yeah.
But
personally, man, like I'm a little torn, dude. Like I'm trying to find like my sense of direction, I guess. But I'm happy where I am. I don't want to do anything, changing up anything, but I don't know. At times it just feels fucking lonely, man. You know, it's
I'm gonna be honest with you.
Coming from the whole DPD thing to then shake up and then everything. You know, I don't know. I feel lost sometimes. Just doing the patrol thing, and that's really it. You know.
I'm gonna be real. If you